your AI caster, Ammara Aftab, and welcome back to Pro AI Talks. And today we have a very intellectual guest, and let me introduce him first. He is the founder and a CEO of Aspire Pakistan, as well as the National AI think tank, and having a 30 years of experience into AI, augmented reality, and a lot of things relevant to the AI. So, welcome on board, Mr. Hassan. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me here.
Likewise. So, today's topic is about because our main podcast is wholly solely depends on AI. So that's why we have chosen today's topic, which is the future of AI, in which we will discuss about the opportunities, what are the career transformation and ethical dilemmas. So first of all, I would like to know that how do you see AI as an opportunity?
Right. Well, it's just the same like as computers were an opportunity when I started 38 years ago in computer science or as a computer expert. So that was an opportunity. So similarly, artificial intelligence and other emerging technologies are opportunity today because they are going to change the way how we live. They are going to change the way how we do things, and that has an opportunity for those who would like to go with that change, and those who won't actually are gonna be at a disadvantage.
So why, like I have seen a lot of people who are very scared about this word of AI. So what do you think? Why they are scared, and do they really need to be scared of this word of AI or the world about AI?
Yeah. Well, so fundamentally, of course, there are different types of people, right? So people who are going to embrace any change right away. These are the early adopters, and then there are people who are going to first see that there are few people following, and then they start following, and they are the late adopters. But then there are people who are going to be afraid of anything new, and it is common in human beings. There is a certain percentage of the population which is scared of new things, and you just can't do anything. This is how the human beings, this is how the human population works. So the quicker we can actually help these guys to overcome the fear, the better it is for any country, for any population, because no matter what, whether we fear AI or whether we embrace it, either ways, AI is going to have a change. So the quicker we overcome this fear as a nation, as a group, as a population, the better off we are.
Makes sense. So you are also running a national AI think tank, and you are doing a lot of work. So I would love to hear that. What are you doing in that, and how things are going on there?
Right. So you see, Ammara, my background is IT, technology. I started in IT. So the computer people, when I started, it was called computer people. Of course, now IT, computer science, software engineering, they're all different, cyber security. But those days, there was no distinction. So computer people has an advantage because AI is founded on top of computer science, on top of computer infrastructure, right? So a lot of people who are in technology actually, they know what to do. It's fairly easy for them to understand how AI is going to work, and they can take advantage of whatever AI brings.
Right.
But when you look at the average population, people who are not, 99% of the people who are not in IT, actually have no clue whatsoever
Makes sense.
what
I agree.
AI is going to do for them or to them, right? So both things. And you mentioned yourself the fear, the delusional behavior that normally human beings would have with the new things, that it doesn't exist, like the denial and all those things. They are going to cost us as a nation a lot, because artificial intelligence is going to grow at an unprecedented speed, like no other technology. Now we look at computers, so it was early 70s to 2000, like 30 years. AI is not going to take 30 years.
Yes.
According to
I do agree with this.
Yeah, according to World Economic Forum, by 2030, the whole market is already decided. So how many years are there? It's 2024.
Yeah,
So
just 6 years are remaining here. Makes sense.
So if we don't address the challenge of the people who are not IT people, we as a nation are going to stay behind. And that's the purpose of National AI Think Tank, is to identify the transition path for non-technical people and for the businesses which are small and do not have the resources, and how they are going to hop on the bandwagon of AI and how they will benefit, how they can protect themselves from potential job losses, how they can actually benefit and take advantage of AI and grow their careers. So
Makes
that's
sense.
what we do.
Because you just mentioned about the job, so a lot of people are really scared about it. And recently, Elon Musk have mentioned that AI will replace the jobs of human jobs. And at Silicon Valley, they already mentioned that by 2030, 40% of the jobs, human jobs, will be replaced by AI. So yeah, this is also, it's a very scary thing for the people who do not accept change. So as per your experience, what do you think are what are the biggest opportunities AI is presenting nowadays? Because I believe that AI is present, like AI is today and AI is future. It's not just a future, it's today as well. So what do you think, with your experience, what do you want to say, or what, in your opinion, what are the biggest opportunities in different industries?
Right. So first of all, the first point that you made about Elon Musk. And Elon Musk has got a habit of maybe exaggerating things, which is common, we understand that. But World Economic Forum, which is a very serious body, actually has projected 83 million jobs to be at risk because of artificial intelligence by 2030.
Yeah.
So no, actually it was 2023, they said 5 years, so by 2028.
28, yeah.
And 69 million new jobs will be created, which is a net negative of 14 million jobs. Even if we say, of course, the jobs that are lost are not the same place where the jobs are created. It means that there will be losers and there will be people who will gain from AI.
Yeah.
So that's the reality. And we need to come to the terms of that. Now, the second point that you made, 40% of the job. Actually, in 2015, I did this study with TechAsk Global, which is a George Washington University think tank, which was, and in which we assessed the the impact of automation. So first of all, just understand there are two types of automation. So the automation which was the industrial age, that was a different automation, and AI automation is different, and I'll touch a little bit on that. But at that time, in 2015, we assessed that 50% of all the work can be automated in 2015. 20% of all the work could be automated.
9 years back.
9 years back, with the tools that were available at that time.
Wow.
Not considering whatever the impact we may think the AI would have. So you can just imagine how mind-boggling it is. Now, the second part. Industrial Revolution actually did something which we call the automation of mechanical power, right? The muscle power.
Yeah.
So we could do a lot of things with machines that we could not do as an individual person, right? In the history of humankind, for the first time, we are about to automate cognitive power, our brain power. And this is like we can't even imagine in our regular
It's
lives
totally unexpected.
how it is going to transform. So just think of Industrial Revolution and think of this is the Industrial Revolution in asteroids, and it's just gonna disrupt almost everything. So we don't need to be in our comfort zone right now, sitting comfortably and thinking, oh, in Pakistan nothing happens, or it's very common thing. Like people say, in Pakistan nothing happens, right? It's just it's not gonna get it's not gonna be for us. But another point of impact, 10 million Pakistanis are outside Pakistan.
Yeah.
If those 10 million Pakistanis are just like all the global population, 20% of them will lose their job. It would have a ripple effect on Pakistan economy, because $30 billion are provided by overseas Pakistanis to the Pakistan economy every
makes
year.
sense.
So just imagine what kind of ripple effect would it be. So please, for Pakistanis, I try to explain to everybody, do not take it easy. Do not feel that we are somehow immune from this global phenomenon, and we need to be careful. The second part, opportunity. Of course, there is the fear of loss, and there is the hope for the opportunity, right? So opportunity is there. And what kind of opportunity do we have? So Pakistan has 68% of Pakistan, or 67 or 65, whatever number is correct, is young, right? Under 30.
Yeah.
So we have got the population that can actually be the workforce for many countries in the world who are in actually negative population growth. So we know that Europe is one big place where population growth is negative. Japan is there, right? So we can, but we need to have the right skill set.
Yeah, even there are some companies who are offering the scholarship in AI.
Exactly.
In masters in AI, and like people can do the PhD in AI. Definitely, they want to give opportunity to the student as well.
Exactly.
Because
actually, the key thing here is, sorry, Ammara, I cut you off here.
It's okay.
There are many jobs that are being created right now that never existed.
Yeah.
Which means that I or anybody else who is applying, everybody is equal because nobody has experience.
Yeah.
So they are doing it for the first time, so it doesn't matter. I'm coming from the university or I'm coming from wherever. So we have that opportunity. Actually, I just did from Peshawar to Karachi a road trip in which I went to almost 25 universities where I spoke to the students where the opportunity is for them. And we have identified list of jobs that are basically created.
Can you share some with our audience as well?
Right. I mean, for example, AI trainers, right? So you train AI on different data sets. AI trainers, it's a job, it's there, and lots of them are needed because we have only scratched the surface. So that's one. AI lobbyist, people who actually work for companies who are developing AI software to be able to influence the decision makers, the policy makers in a country. It's a new job. Never existed. AI lawyers. I mean, there are no lawyers who know AI, right? I mean, so understanding what AI is doing, I'll give you an example. My car is fully automated, for example, not here in Pakistan, but in the US. The car is driving itself. Who is getting the driving license? Me or the car? And the car got an accident.
That's a good question, by the way.
So the car got into an accident. So who is liable? Okay, today we know that the law says I am liable. But 3 years, 4 years down the road, when we are completely automated on the road, who will be liable for an accident?
Makes sense.
That's law, right?
Yeah.
So who is going to do those decisions? Who is going to make those decisions? That's a very important question. You know that the state of Nevada, I think, was the first US state that issued a driving license to a company, to a software.
Okay.
Yeah. So driving license to a software, like in Pakistan, another 10, 20 years, maybe nobody will think about that, right? So in Pakistan,
but we have to think over it. We have to accept the things and we have to move accordingly.
Absolutely.
Like, I have a question because you just said that we need the AI lawyer. So my question is, will the software engineer should learn about the law and become an AI lawyer, or a lawyer should learn about the AI and become an AI lawyer?
Actually, it's a very pertinent question. It's an important question. Any profession, any new thing that is being created, normally it's a merger of two, and in this case, law and IT. So a lawyer can also go into technology and learn technology and be successful. Similarly, an IT guy can go and learn the law and become successful. So there is no restriction, one or the other. Unfortunately, lawyer is a field that requires a license, which you do practice, right? Which means that lawyers will be much better off and quicker to learn technology, compared to a technology guy going into a law degree, right? That's unless there are few, maybe some odd cases that may have both the degrees. So that's absolutely, for lawyers, it's a better opportunity.
So, okay, we just, this is about lawyers, okay? So, lawyer can learn about it. But what do you think a person in HR, how he can or she can integrate the AI? A person from supply chain, a person who never had any IT background. So, what do you suggest to them to be updated with the AI and integrate the AI into their relevant field?
Absolutely. That's a very good question. So, first of all of us have got a mobile phone in our pocket. I've got it here. You've got it, your phone there. And we all use it comfortably. There's no problem, right? Similarly, artificial intelligence is a tool just like a mobile phone. And so we all can use it without worrying about the technical side of it. So when I was starting my career in computers a long time ago, there used to be a certificate program called Diploma as a Computer Operator, or Computer Operator Diploma.
Okay.
So it was nothing. You would learn 6 months or 3 months, whatever that may be, learn how to use a computer. Of course, nowadays we just say like every kid knows how to use a mobile phone, right?
Yeah.
So similarly, I think that people should look for learning opportunities, AI as an operator, like how to operate AI in their own field, whether it is HR, whether it is supply chain, whether it's lawyer, doctor, engineers, And we actually started a training program just recently called AI for Engineers. And for the first time, we actually had a curriculum that would take an engineer to understand how AI is going to help them in their profession, right? And we received really amazing response from the engineers. And when we announced that course, we had like around 1,800 applicants that came forward. They wanted to go in that training program. So
that's a huge success.
Well, it's more importantly, that's a huge need.
Yeah.
And if this need is not fulfilled, our country will be behind. And I'm really concerned about how we are doing things. Most probably we are not looking at this exact challenge that we have in front of us.
So what do you think, how it will impact the economy of Pakistan?
Okay, so I gave you an example. Let's say 20% of the workforce that is outside Pakistan is affected faster than the workforce in Pakistan, assuming Pakistan is slow in adopting AI. So let's say Pakistan is not as fast, but people working in Middle East, in Europe, in North America, they're not immune to that. So certainly they will have their job losses. So what would happen? 20% people would stop sending money to Pakistan because they will be struggling, and some of them, like in Middle East, they don't have any path forward, right? So okay, in North America and Europe, the local unemployment system and everything, the public support system would help them. But Middle East people will just come back to Pakistan, like what happened in Kuwait War, what happened in the past. So what's going to happen? Two things. One is our remittances go down 20%. Now, 20% remittances going down $30 billion, that would be around $6 billion. We'll be getting $24 billion. Right now, we have the deficit. Our trade deficit is around $40 billion, including the payments that we do. So now do the math. Where would we be?
This is something which everyone should think about it. This is a very big thing. It's a very serious point.
It's a very serious. Now that's one. Then let's say that out of 10 million people that are outside Pakistan, almost 60-70%, I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure that it is a large number, are in Middle East. Middle East is totally focused on automation. And they really would like the foreign workforce, to not be there and their local workforce get employed, right? So when you have this automation, this automation will free up a lot of lawyers, a lot of middle managers, a lot of engineers, a lot of doctors.
Yeah,
and they will be sent back to Pakistan.
Because there are so many innovations in the healthcare sector too.
Yes. So they'll be sent back to Pakistan. And so we will have, let's say 20% of 5 million is 1 million people. Yeah. 1 million people coming to Pakistan.
Right.
Repatriation of those people, getting them you know, part of the local economy and everything. That would be another challenge for Pakistan. This is, I'm talking about just one part, right?
Yeah.
Now, here is the second part. And you'll say, Hassan, you are just kind of like talking about, you know, all the crazy things, but these are real things. Pakistan is number 3 or number 2 or number 4, depending on whom you talk to, is in freelancing worldwide, right? So it could be 3, 4, 2, whatever. The top 3 things that Pakistani freelancers are doing: number 1, content writing; number 2, graphic designing; and number 3, website development.
Yeah.
All 3 of them are being automated with AI.
Yes, it is already.
It's already affecting our freelancers. Now, whatever $1 billion that they were bringing into the economy, and all these good people, like these are educated university graduates who are doing these freelancing jobs, they will suddenly be getting less and less and less, and not over 5-10 years. Within the next 12 to 18 months. Actually, it is already happening right now. So that's another economical impact.
If we talk about the content creators, so when OpenAI launched ChatGPT, so we all know the impact of that.
Exactly.
So you are like sharing a very important perspective which we all should think about. It's a very serious thing. So okay, so if we talk about into this question, like into this scenario, what are the opportunities if our Pakistani, whether they are in Pakistan or they are outside the Pakistan, if they will learn or start learn the AI or integrating the AI into their industry, so what will happen then? What will be the positive side of that?
So there are challenges, of course, and there are opportunities. So first of all, Pakistani industry is fairly behind. Already we know. In the industrial age, we never reached to a level of competitiveness in the international market. So our game plan always had been to pay less to our worker, so keep the things cheap and compete in the market at a low price. This is Pakistani business competition worldwide. And that also translate into IT. Same thing. Pakistani IT companies work or compete at lower cost. That's our game plan. So now, just for a second, think about it. The whole world is going in this direction, where things will be automated, cognitive function will be automated, and there will be more and more competition. So I doubt that Pakistani industry will be able to provide jobs in the short term, at least. So there is going to be a major, like a 5 to 10 years time frame in which the industry will get disrupted, because they will stop getting the orders. For example, textile, we know that textile will see 50% reduction in the cost due to automation. Textile.
Yes.
And Pakistan's #1 industry, right?
Yes.
And we are not automated. So what's going to happen? Our textile will be costly compared to Bangladesh, India, China, or China is a big competitor for us. So
do you think that everyone should focus on AI, or if they want to go outside for the scholarships or for the studies, so they should focus on like bachelor's in AI or master's in AI?
Okay, so not everybody is gonna be a mobile phone engineer, but everybody is going to be a mobile phone user.
Right.
So this is one of the key decisions that one has to make. Am I good for becoming an AI engineer or not? AI engineer is not an easy thing. Just like you cannot just become a computer expert, right?
Yeah.
You need to have a level of analytical thinking, strength in mathematics, logic, creative thinking, problem solving. These are the things. If you're not good at these things, then maybe, look for something else.
Like how someone can realize that he or she is not good at that. If someone wants to learn that and want to take the admission in that, so before taking the admission or before going into that process, how someone can realize about themselves, if they feel like, okay, AI is a buzzword and we want to learn about it, we want to take admission and this and that. So what are the key points should someone realize or should do a check before taking admission or before going into that process?
It's very simple. I mean, it's all about, it's not that there is a test that you can take and say, look, I'm good at AI. It's not about that. You would know. Simply just go on YouTube, just watch few videos telling you what is AI and how it works, and you can assess yourself. Are you taking an interest? Or you're getting bored? Are you yawning, getting asleep? Or you're really enjoying it? Do you want to know more? It's like 1 hour of your time and you would know whether this is something good for you or not. And nobody can tell you this is good or bad.
Yeah, that's a point.
It's only
it
you.
Totally depends on the interest,
Yes.
personal interest.
So you can tell whether you are, and one can also argue that we love things that we know. So if I don't know something that maybe I am not liking it, so give it some time. Don't just like एक video after watching one video and then you're just giving up. No. Just keep doing it for a week or 2 or 3. Try to get the basic understanding and see if there is enough interest. And if you're totally bored, then don't bother. And if you're enjoying
how do you
it,
think like how AI will transform the education sector?
So that was, I think, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, there was one of the research done. I can't remember the company, one of the top ones. They did the research on the impact AI would have on different sectors. So the number one was education. Was expected 70% disruption or something like that. And the number 2 was healthcare.
Yeah.
So these are top. Education we already seeing, right? The biggest challenge right now, what is happening in education is the teachers have no clue how to deal with ChatGPT, right?
Right.
So their thesis, their
But students know how to deal with ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right?
They know how to do the homework
So the
via
question is, what is
ChatGPT.
the right approach? Is the right approach is the right approach that we should stop using ChatGPT or should we embrace it?
Yeah.
Right? So if we embrace it, what are the good ways to embrace it? And if we stop, what are the good ways to stop it?
Yeah.
The pros and cons. There needs to be debate. There needs to be discussions.
Because we can learn a lot from ChatGPT. Even I do. Even many people do.
My best friend.
Yeah,
and I tell this
here.
on WhatsApp. Now we have got Llama 3, that little blue circle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I ask
Even Gemini is very good too.
Gemini is
and
very good too.
it gives a very different perspective, different opinion, and different content. It creates a very different content as compared to the ChatGPT.
Exactly. So now the question is, our academic people have a knee-jerk reaction against technology, right? The same thing, like you remember, calculators were not allowed in the classroom long time ago. When I was a kid, calculators were, kind of like, oh, you can't bring calculator. You have to use your head to do the maths. Now everybody's taking calculators in the classroom, right? We use Grammarly, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm writing something and I'm using Grammarly, is it my writing?
Yeah. No.
But we are allowing kids are using Grammarly all the time. So what's the difference, right? So one of the biggest arguments people tell me that ChatGPT is telling you other people thought. And you go and you're writing, when you are using your brain, you're writing your original thought. This is false. We are not, there is hardly ever that we have a genuine idea that nobody had, ever.
Yeah.
Most of our ideas are founded on top of the knowledge that we accumulate.
Yeah.
So, ChatGPT is doing the same thing that we do as human brains, right?
Because it totally depends on data. It has the data, and it is creating the answers as the data already feed, it has actually. So we cannot say like someone's ideas is new and we are feeding the data by our machine learning. I saw one post at I think LinkedIn, and there is a mention that human were hooked with the mobile phones, and the machine were sitting on the bench and learning from the books. So it mentioned that machine are learning and humans are hooked.
Yeah.
So it totally depends, because ChatGPT is definitely, there's a lot of data behind it. And same goes to the Gemini and others. Okay, so let's moving on to this conversation. What do you suggest to number one, students, number two, the industry leaders, like how they can integrate AI into their field? Although you just mentioned a lot of things about it, but I just want to know some specific things, especially for the students first, because you have a lot of experience and you went to the different universities to tell them what should they do. So what are the opportunities for them if we talk about to learn or adopt the AI? Okay, and how they will get multiple opportunities if they will achieve that. So there are two basic questions which everyone wants to know. So please.
Yeah, I wish I had that magic answer. So first, the don't part. Don't go and learn Python. Don't go and learn Java. Don't start a career in artificial intelligence just like that. What should you be doing is first deciding which sector are you going to be in future, like healthcare, education, agriculture, whatever, you may have in your mind. And it is important for you to decide which sector you're going to work in. So that's number one. Once you have decided which sector, just go and chat GPT and ask, what are the artificial intelligence applications in agriculture? Or what are the artificial intelligence applications in education? Or what are the artificial intelligence applications in healthcare? And ChatGPT will just give you a list of all the applications that are known to human beings, right? At least they are common applications of AI in that particular sector.
Right.
Once you have got those applications, just go on YouTube and just look for each application and just watch few videos. Right. Just this particular act is going to, give you a head start better than anybody else.
Yeah,
in that
makes
area.
sense.
So that's number one. So this is for students. And for students, one of the biggest problem is that they go to the for learning without any thinking, because their parents said that, somebody said that, and they're in this class. Or sometimes because they did not get admission in one, they just accepted another one. That's fine.
It happens a lot of time.
So they're clueless about what their future looks like. And so the other thing that these students can do is they must think about their future, what they would like to become. And without having this conversation with themselves and learning about themselves and understanding about themselves, discovering themselves, they cannot go and discover the world. They cannot go and learn anything outside. So the first thing, we need to learn about ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So that's the second thing I tell the students.
If there is a will, there is a way.
So understand yourself, automatically you will find the way what you would like to do. So that's the second part. So this is for the students. If they do these two things, they are ahead of the game. Now then you ask me about the businesses, what the businesses should be doing. Businesses, same thing for the business leaders, top leaders who make the investment decisions. They are the number one. If they don't wake up and if they don't make the right investment decisions, then their businesses will fall. So it is for them, from my perspective, it's the survival. And for that survival, they need to understand what AI is doing in their sector, what it can do, and how the automation is going to reduce the cost of production. Simple as that. Once they understand this is how AI is going to reduce the cost of production, and they should invest in that technology and come out of this crazy thought that if we did the automation, people will lose the job and we are giving the jobs to people, poor people not get any salary, we'll have to reduce the number of employees. Look, if you're making more money, you can still run charity programs, you can still invest in social services. And to be honest, when in 2015, when we did this study, you know what was the conclusion? That there is no matter what, there is going to be widespread unemployment due to artificial intelligence. Even today, everybody says that. And the way out is what? Even for the US or for the European governments, and European governments are way ahead of US in that case, there is no way forward other than having very strong public support system, so which is called GMI, Guaranteed Minimum Income, which Bill Gates always talking about, that we should be taxing the robots, this smart technology that is going to reduce the jobs. We should be taxing that, because otherwise the people who are investing in these technologies, they have got a windfall, and that windfall has to be somehow captured. Otherwise these guys will be on the street, don't have any support system, right?
I think they should think in that way. Okay, if they are doing automation and they are earning more money, so they can invest that money to skill up someone else's AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for the business leaders in Pakistan, of course, I don't expect them to start generating AI applications suddenly. So that's not going to happen. They need to look at what exactly they're doing. They need to find out what exactly AI is going to do to automate their particular area.
Yeah.
And then invest in those technologies today. And stop giving this, crazy excuse that if we did automation, people will lose the job. That's not an argument. They are going to win. Their businesses will go down under, and they will be on the street like other people.
And I believe such kind of industries should take initiative of R&D as well when they start.
I don't expect that. No, Ammara. This is too much to ask. I'm just asking a simplest thing. You asked me one thing, right?
Yeah.
Simplest thing. Of course, the best thing is what you just said.
Yeah.
Invest in R&D, develop our own automation, right? Develop our own AI tools. But that is next stage, right? I mean, we don't even have the first
At least
step.
by that, they can give the opportunity to the AI engineers or the software engineers,
Exactly.
and they can create their own force at their own place, actually.
Yes.
So it's really nice to have you here. I just want you to conclude the overall discussion we had just done with, because you have a lot of experience. So I don't want to miss anything which you have right now. And definitely it's a very short time of period we have. So just want to extract a lot of experience from your conversations.
Right. Well, it's very hard. Of course, this is small time. So let me just be very simple. I normally don't use any technological terms. I try to be, very simple in language. Artificial intelligence is a God-sent opportunity to Pakistanis. We were not able to catch up in the industrial age, and we will never be able to compete with China when it comes to automating the industrial production. We will not. So now we suddenly have got this new opportunity that is going to create a global disruption.
Right.
If we are not, as a nation, able to catch on this opportunity for another 50 years, maybe, we are again in the same, dark place that we had been for the past 75 years. So for us, it is a life and death from my perspective, and we as a nation should all come together to figure out ways in which we can benefit Pakistan with artificial intelligence.
Right.
That's my message.
That's totally awesome. And some few words about Pro AI Talks. How do you think about this initiative?
This is amazing, by the way. I really enjoyed. Of course, I mean, you're doing all this homework and everything, and putting the energy in it, and the Lincoln Center providing this facility and everything. This is good. It's important then this message gets out.
Yeah, definitely.
And and the people actually share this knowledge at a larger scale. I think this is great initiative. We need it, and we need to do more of this. So however I can be helpful, let me know. I'm
Thank you.
Totally supportive of this program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ammara. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Likewise.
Take care.